Queen's speech incredibly moving. Monarch captures hearts with Christmas address. Following the speech, Twitter users took to the social media platform to express their thoughts on the address, describing it as powerful, moving and one of the best yet. The monarch also used her annual December 25th address to pay special mention to the young survivors she had met in the days following the horrific Manchester bombing. She went on to describe the meetings as a privilege, adding the survivors were an example to us all. 23 people were killed after a suicide bomber blew himself up in the Manchester arena after an Ariana Grande concert on May 22. A further 512 people were injured in the deadliest attack since the July 7 bombings in London in 2005. London was rocked by a series of terror attacks in March, June and September. In her televised speech this afternoon, the Queen said, "This Christmas I think of London and Manchester. These powerful identities shone through over the past 12 months in the face of appalling attacks. In Manchester, those targeted included children, who had gone to see their favorite singer. A few days after the bombing I had the privilege of meeting some of the survivors and their parents. I described that hospital visit as a privilege because the patients I met were an example to us all, showing extraordinary bravery and resilience." Following the speech, Twitter users took to the social media platform to express their thoughts on the address, describing it as powerful and one of the best yet. Sarah Parker said, "I always have love for the Queen, but this year's Queen's speech was incredibly moving and the reference to my hometown was humbling." Paul McKay tweeted, "Great speech by our Queen, very inspirational." And a user with the handle Sammy said, "Beautiful speech once again from a woman who does so much for our country and all the other countries within the Commonwealth. Long live the Queen." 6 people were killed in the Westminster attack on March 22 after the attacker drove a car into pedestrians along Westminster Bridge. A further 49 people were hospitalized. On June 3, 11 people were killed when a van hit several pedestrians on London Bridge. After crashing the van, the 3 occupants jumped from the vehicle and started stabbing people in and around restaurants and pubs in the Borough Market area. 48 people were injured in the attack, many of them seriously. On June 19, a van was crashed into pedestrians near a mosque in Finsbury Park and injured around 10 people. Another man, who had collapsed and was being helped by onlookers before the attack began, died at the scene. And on September 15, 30 people were injured after a bomb was detonated on a District Line tube train at Parsons Green Underground Station.